Dear friends, dear fellow souls, welcome to Rise of the Sacred Sovereign, Day 12. My name is Jaishree. I am the creator of the Soul Culture Yoga School, as well as Soul Mapping Matrix. I am an educator and a mystic, author, mom. I'm very happy to be here with you this evening. This is day 12 of this challenge, and it's a very powerful time to be sharing, to be connected. In our world with our 3-year-old, like any parents, any couples, single folks, we are in the midst of this individual experience that the collective is also experiencing. So tonight, the theme is really a question, which is, did you miss the wave of 2020? And of course, the answer is no, because you are perfect right where you are, and you're exactly where you are meant to be. And I decided that tonight I would share, just literally read from my newest book, Soul Ascension. For those of you who would like to download it, it is a free gift. I wrote it on New Year's. Just wrote it in a couple, 48 hours, ultimately. My first book, Discover Your Bliss, I say this, it was also a free gift. And thousands of people download that book, actually. And some of those folks ended up coming to classes. I'm a yoga teacher and a yoga educator over the many years. Some of them came on retreats to India or Costa Rica or through the continental and the US. Some folks were just friends and people I would meet on the street and people in the family that found something in that Discover Your Bliss book, because I talked very profoundly and authentically about my own experiences with the pains and struggles of understanding addiction and the mind and the body and spirit and the disconnect between our consciousness on the material platform as well as the eternal platform. And that is what I do. I'm a bridge builder, a psychic, spiritual bridge builder. My own practice of bhakti yoga is beyond enriching, and I'm so lucky to be on that with hundreds of thousands of other people, maybe millions in the world, who are practicing devotional relationship with the divine. But I also feel that connection with every human, every single human that I meet, and that is my aim. So to share that and those gems and jewels that I get from traveling and sitting with my teachers, and I know there are many teachers and many way showers out there right now who are talking about these things, but there's also a lot of competition for your attention, right, in the ethers, because our very attention is what everyone is wanting to get, because where there is attention, there is power. So I don't want anything. I only want to give. And my only agenda is glorifying you, glorifying my clients, glorifying every single person I meet at the soul level. So Soul Ascension maybe is a book that you'd like to download at jaishreeyoga.com. And I'm just going to read a little bit from it tonight. This, by the way, is a conversation, and for those of you who haven't joined me before for Rise of the Sacred Sovereign, you can type in your comments or questions. We're on Facebook and Instagram right now while we work on various other platforms for those of you who have been asking for that, and there are many people moving, as you know, of course, away from these platforms. I find it wonderful to stay as connected as I can. But as we grow the Soul Mapping Matrix platform and maybe get on some other communication platforms, we'll be able to share a little bit more intimately and deeply. But my vow is to speak about eternal topics. That is truly my vow, and my gift is to stay engaged with you in as positive a manner. And I don't just mean positive like frou-frou, yay, yay, everything's good, because actually we're in a spiritual war right now, in case anyone didn't know. And that is perhaps always where we're at. You know, the Vedas talk about demons and families and tribes and always rising and being the hero, and that's also what we talk about. So these are eternal topics, and though it may seem right now that we're in the darkest of days, in some ways we are. After the darkness comes the rise, comes the dawn. And so we're talking about being sacred and sovereign souls. So you didn't miss anything. If you just got here right now, you were meant to get here right now. And you didn't miss anything in 2020, because we are all waking up, and this is the wave. So reading from Soul Ascension, I'm just going to read a little bit from Ascension Basics, which is the very beginning of the book. And again, you can download this at jaishreeyoga.com. I'll put in a link for you. It is free. It was my gift. Some folks on my team who I love very much, they wanted me to make this a book and sell it. And I thought, you know what? I have the most amazing web designer in the world, and I have the opportunity to share it in a bigger way, so I'm doing that. Ascension Basics from Soul Ascension by Jaishree. Ascension is many things, but it is not an opt-out. Ascension is non-transferable, nor is it one size fits all. It is happening to every living soul right now, including the plants, the animals, whether we like it or not. While this opens up the portal to a total awakening, there are many choices for guidance. This is the information age. We are being flooded with information from all angles in the very ethers. So how to make it golden? How to not get caught in the web of total disparity when everything you've ever loved is challenged or proven a lie, or simply not enough anymore? What happens to you when your core truth backfires in front of your eyes? Does your mind break? What is cognitive dissonance, and is it an acceptable answer anymore? Can you just bypass and call it your own form of spirituality? Sure you can, if you can. The question of ascension basically is one of doing and not doing at the same time. Knowing and not knowing, evolving while staying still. What is the shape and quality of holding space? What does it feel like to not know in the moment? Any disruption to your current 3D world is a shift. Any disruption at any time is a shift. You find out you've been betrayed. There's a loss, a sudden change, local or national disaster. You find out the cause of your illness, or you find a cure for your illness, and you feel you're quite literally losing your mind. It is, as we say, life. But it's life in the ascension. It's life at a great solar minimum, or at the total collapse of politics, or a multitude of massive earthquakes, a polar shift, the revealing of evil in your community, your leadership falling, figures you believed in did horrible things, people and pets leave the planet, or you have a baby. Things look basically the same, but it does not feel the same. It's a coming to reality of the matrix, that there are more than one realm, one Schumann resonance, one form of people, or good or evil. And that cognitive dissonance you counted on, the keeping cool and not getting emotional, bypassing you believed was the sustainable choice will not let you sleep. It's there constantly. It's not just after a yoga class or a good workout anymore. You wake up with it. You can't handle conversations anymore. You're always crying or you're always laughing, and your thinking is not the same. You look at your doctors differently. You want to read books. You can't watch movies. You need to sleep. You have headaches. Your eyes are suddenly blurry, or more scary, your vision has enhanced. Your life has a genuine new tinge hovering over the minutia, and it's not letting you go. It's better. It's worse. It's huge, but it's stealthy. It's begging you. It's forcing you to not ignore. It's demanding, it's confusing, and it's saying that you must not only look, but you must listen and also choose. Give in, settle in, take the ride. Your very identity is shifting. It's like a battle for your soul. It's insidious. It's fine-tuned. It's slightly crazy-making. It's totally amazing. So where's the handbook? That is Ascension Basics, the first very bit of introduction to my newer book or newest book that I wrote on January 1st of 2020. So I wrote the book before any pandemic. I wrote it before the new election, if you will. I mean, in some ways, none of this is new, right? We've all been experiencing this for a long time. And some of us have been researching and studying this stuff for a long time. And yet, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when we wake up. It doesn't matter because waking up is a forever process. Like the landscape, as I call it, it's always going to show up with new karma, new moments, new relationships. In a more newer age type of spirituality, we talk about the mirror work of polarity. It's all real, it's all true. We call it in Vedanta the both and. We call it a chincha beta, a beta tattva, the inconceivable truth that everything is one, everything is separate. It's everything, it's everywhere, it's so real. So for tonight, I simply ask you to honor yourself. Honor yourself for the great awakening of your life that is happening right here, right now. We took a little break today and we watched some things. We never watch TV or movies anymore, but I really enjoy that sometimes. And it allowed my body and brain to process in a certain way that, yes, might have been karmic, but it was also not like working the whole time. I think that what we don't realize is we've all been working nonstop. That is what it means to be light working and in a spiritual battle. Whether you're working on keeping the energy up and strong, or you're in pain and you're crying, or you're in the bath or the shower, or you're sleeping, the work never ends. That is ascension. And what ascension looks like in 2021? Well, what do you want it to look like? What are you manifesting? What are you asking for? What do you wish to see in your individual life and in the collective? And perhaps there's not a huge shift to make, a huge move. Perhaps you're not going to physically move, but can you ascend by choosing another way? If you've been in anger, can you see that awareness in anger and do that hard work to shift? Do you need a guide? Do you need a mentor? Do you need a class? Do you need to study with someone outside of the material world and really get into your own spirituality, because no one can do that work for you. Good guides will only offer and way show and humbly guide you, hopefully, to being your best coach, your best teacher, your best cheerleader, your best friend, your best lover, your best brother or sister. The guru is outside and the guru is inside. God is outside, God is inside. It's a both and world. Achintya, Beda, Abeda, Tattva, the truth of both oneness and separateness. That is my brief offering tonight. If you would like to speak with me more, please visit me at jaishreeyoga.com and set up a discovery call. And if you'd like to share this post with someone who you know will appreciate it, hit the share button. If you like it, great. If you have a comment or you have a desire for me to speak on something, I will be coming back for the next 9 days, and I will offer some more reading of Soul Ascension, which you can download at jaishreeyoga.com. Nittai Gora Haribol, 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 Nittai Gora, Haribol, Nittai Gora, Haribol, 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 Nittai Gora, Haribol. Haribol means to sing or call out the divine names. And that's the process. From my heart to yours, for everything good that means anything in this world, for staying soft, for being forgiving, for being accepting, for being love. Lots of love to you all blessings. And I hope to see you again tomorrow night for Rise of the Sacred Sovereign, Day 13. Wherever you are, lots of love. Namaste.